Today I'm going to show you how to transform your car from this to this. So come with me to the garage and I'll show you how. Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to replace your stock plastic engine air intake pipe on my 2020 M240i convertible. The B58 is a highly respected, powerful, and tunable engine. It's nicknamed the modern 2JZ, but it's not perfect. Most cars come stock with plastic air intake pipes because plastic is cheap, moldable, has decent heat resistance, and this dampens noise and vibrations. The downside is it's brittle. And guess what? My air intake resonator, which is the air intake pipe with this additional box, is leaking, but because it has a tiny crack. That means that the engine is not getting all the air it needs to make the power. It's not the end of the world, but I want to fix this. So today I'm going to show you how to fix it. Today I'm going to replace it with a silicone air intake pipe from Paradigm Engineering. I ordered straight from their site and shipping was super fast via UPS. Silicone provides advantages over plastic. It's flexible, making it easy to install, it won't crack, has higher temperature resistance than plastic, and sounds better. This is one of the biggest enhancements to the driving experience that I found lurking in the forums. I found that there's little to no power increase, but the turbo sound should have more swooshes. I'll record a cold start with the original air intake resonator and the new silicone pipe. Another option is aluminum, which compared to silicone has higher airflow and sounds louder. The aluminum air intake pipes I found were part of charge pipe or cold intake kits, which I'm not ready for quite yet. So let's get started. I have an 8mm socket to unscrew the clamps, and I also need a 13mm socket to unscrew the nuts for these brace, and then I also need a Phillips to unscrew the map sensor, and let's get started. I'll start by removing this brace by using my 13mm socket. Again, one of these nuts and screws is longer than another, and that one is this one. So before we get started, let's just go over the basic parts that we'll need to know of the engine. So this is the engine air filter. I showed you in my last video how to replace it. If you want to check it out, please check this link out. So this is the engine air filter. So this is where all the air comes in. There's a filter and then the air comes in through here. This is called the air intake resonator. So this is essentially also named as like the air intake pipe, which is kind of this, the pipe. But then this extra black box kind of is called the resonator, and it kind of dampens the sound to give this car a more quieter feel because it's a BMW, it's a luxury vehicle, so you know it can't be too noisy, but you know we all want it a little bit noise. And as shown before, there is a little crack here, and that's what we're gonna replace. So now I'm gonna unhook the map sensor by using my flathead screwdriver. And what you can do is you can just stick it in between the black part and this little white part, and you can kind of just turn it clockwise until it pops out, and then you just kind of there we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna tuck it away. So now I'm going to take off the first clamp by using my 6mm socket. So let's do it. All right, that's pretty loose. So after that, I'm just gonna kind of pull this top pipe of the air intake air resonator away from the engine air filter. Just gonna kind of yank it a little bit. But then also, actually what I'm going to do is you can just kind of pull the engine air filter out here. There should be nothing really holding it in based off what I've heard. So you kind of just have to yank it out. took a lot more power than I thought. After a lot of tugging and pulling, mostly a lot of pulling, I was able to get the stock air intake out, and you can see this is, you know, the air that comes out from the filter, but this is the where the air comes in from over here. And what you didn't see was that when I pulled this out, I heard a big rattle, and there's a lot of just like dirt, sand in it, so I just opened up the garbage can and kind of dumped it out. But yeah, you can kind of see, if you look through here, you can kind of see my new engine air filter working as expected, looking good. But yeah, now there's all this space. It's great to see all this space in the engine bay. And you can say this is the air intake resonator that I need to replace. And then let's see if I can show you. That's the remaining clamp that I need to loosen so I can be able to yank this bad boy off. So let's try our best. It took me forever, but I figured out that the bottom clamp was using 9/32 socket instead of the 6mm socket that was working for the top clamp. Whew, there goes 45 minutes. Whew. There we go, finally. A lot of wiggling. So now, if I zoom in over there, I'm just gonna fill that with a clean pipe, clean towel, while I'm setting things up so I don't get anything into it. So here I just have a clean microfiber. I'm just gonna stick it in there while I set up the clamps for the Paradigm. Whew. All right, today is actually day 2. Pro tip, don't do car things late at night because you will get tired and want to sleep. But I need to fix this before Saturday because I need to drive. So let's get it. All right, so I got my Paradigm silicone intake tube. It came with 2 clamps, so I'm just gonna use this clamp. This clamp is a different size. This is 7mm socket, so I'm just gonna go ahead with this because I know it'll work. So I'm just gonna fit over here. I'm gonna tighten it some bit, and then, right tight, just tighten it a little bit, get into position, and I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna position this clamp so that it's easy to take off, unlike the stock one, which took me probably an hour to figure out what to do. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's do a stock comparison between the AirTake Resonator and the stock one. Stock one, yeah, side by side. It should fit. It should fit. But yeah, we gotta clamp this in. Whew. So if you see next to my silicone blue pipe, there's a place, and that's where the air comes from the front of the car. So that's where I'm going to place the, well, actually kind of this part into it. It's kind of hard to film, but I'll do my best to show you. so I've got it lined up. It doesn't seem quite long enough, so I might just try to clamp it, the top here, with this guy, and then tighten that one at the end, and then kind of just go from there. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So this one came with a 7mm socket clamp, and that's what I'm going to use right here. I'm just going to switch to a classic. And now let's seal it off at the bottom, see how it goes. I have to say I'm loving how much cleaner the engine bay looks now that I don't have the Resonator box here, and this blue adds a nice little pop. And yeah, maybe this is the slippery slope into modifying my car, but we'll find out. I think I'm gonna try to keep it OEM plus, but you know, that's what everybody says. I almost forgot one very important thing, and that is to reconnect your map sensor. Okay, now everything is good. All right, I'm just gonna show off what it looks like before I put the left brace back, but I'm loving this blue. I could have ordered from Burger Motorsport, but they did not have this awesome blue color, so I went with blue. So I'm gonna do a cold start. I'm gonna film from the back just so you can hear the difference, and then I'll show the front as well. I'll be honest, I just did a cold start and I compared it to the cold start when I just had the stock air intake resonator, and I couldn't really tell a difference. But from what I heard, it's the turbo swooshes, so I gotta go out on the street and see if there's any difference. Alright, so we just came back from the drive, and I did notice some improvements in sound. Very slight in the turbo whooshes, but the cold start definitely was noticeable, a little bit more oomph to it. So yeah, there it is. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. If you like this, leave a comment in the section below about what would you like to see next for any BMW DIY or anything else. Thanks.